Okay, the next one, growing American resentment against British Indian policy. All right, uh, so what happens is that when the Americans started to engage in the Great War for Empire, one of you guys will recall that one of the things that they were trying to do was to get their hands on this territory here, right? And even further west. And so when the war was over, Americans, many of them who had been paid with promises of land in the west, uh, expected that they would be able to move into the west. But the king, what happens is that the Americans and the Indians don't get along very well, as we learned last week with King Philip's War, right? Because the Americans tend to encroach on the Indians' land, and so that leads to some conflicts between the natives and the Americans, and the result is going to be that the king will declare that nobody can settle this territory uh, without his express permission. And he draws a line, and the line is called the line of proclamation, or the proclamation line, right? And this line of proclamation essentially is the what separates the yellow from the blue here. The line of proclamation is going to limit where Americans can settle. Okay, and that's going to create a lot of unhappiness in America, because Americans believed that the war was for them to be able to get their hands on this land, and many of them had been promised land in this area, and yet now they're denied this land. Okay, so that's going to be something that creates a lot of resentment on the part of the American people.